Joining us right now, Tom Fitton, president of the Judicial Watch, right here in studio. Tom, good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning. I feel like one of the members of the soccer team in that Andy's plane crash outside. It's really bad out.
Oh, is it that bad getting out there, getting across town in the snow?
Well, you know, there's about a quarter of an inch of snow on the ground, and it's snowing in the air. So
yeah. And there are people outside, which means there's chaos. All right, well, be careful out there. Tom issuing a good warning this morning. Tom, let's ask about Andrew McCabe, the former FBI deputy director and the acting FBI director for a moment. And he was ultimately fired by the FBI, of course, for lying 4 times. But he's been on this book tour. I want to start with Cut 13. This is him with Anderson Cooper yesterday. Cooper asking the tough questions. Is the president of the United States a Russian asset? Keeping the dream alive, Tom.
That's just so silly. And he knows it's silly. He doesn't believe the president's a Russia asset. And all of these investigations, and particularly the one they began as using the Comey firing as a pretext, recall, even that's a lie, because they were investigating President Trump at the time. They had begun investigating him during the campaign. They had placed informants on his campaign through the FBI, CIA, Defense Department, you name it. So they already were spying on Trump, and his complaining about the investigation became a reason to further spy on him. Just incredible abuse. And, you know, I've pointed out this is a threat to our Republican form of government. Unelected bureaucrats, appointed officials, talking about overthrowing the president because they disagree with the personnel decision.
And it's not like there was anything secret that he knew that we now don't. And the reason I know that is because he told Anderson Cooper that yesterday. Here, listen. Next cut 14. This is questions about whether or not there's anything that hasn't been made public yet. And here's how Andrew McCabe answers. Wow. Okay. So there's no secret information about his connection to Russia that we don't know of. So therefore, this is all a farce.
Well, my response to that also is, what has Mueller been doing for 2 years? The hope from the left is that there's some sort of big thing he's uncovered, just hasn't been disclosed yet, showing Russia collusion. And once again, we're getting further confirmation there really was nothing there to begin with, and there's unlikely anything that's been uncovered since then. And why the heck is Mueller still operating, harassing and impairing the President of the United States?
You know, he tipped his hand just a little bit when he said in that interview with Anderson Cooper, he said that he thinks the president is a Russian asset, and said that's why we started our investigation. So you're starting to see here the way this is going to be framed, I think, that, oh, well, yeah, we thought the president was a Russian asset, so we went into panic mode and we did what we're supposed to do, and that's protect the American people.
Yeah, that to me is just after the fact rationalization. They never had a good faith basis to initiate an investigation of the president. What is he going to say? We investigated him because I was angry about him firing my colleague, James Comey. I didn't like the fact he was elected. I disagreed with the way he tweeted. I just didn't like the way he behaved as president, so I was going to abuse my authority to investigate him and try to force him out of office. He's never going to make a confession, so he's going to say the things that he thinks necessary to keep himself out of jail.
What do you make of him throwing Rod Rosenstein under the bus? He also threw James Comey under the bus, and he also threw Loretta Lynch under the bus, saying that she should have recused herself, and he criticized her decisions during when the FBI was investigating Hillary Clinton's email server. It seems to me that Andrew McCabe is just cutting and running for himself, and he's throwing a lot of other people out there for the wolves.
Well, he's casting himself as a whistleblower in some respects to protect himself in any future criminal prosecution for his alleged lies. And the differences that he had and Comey had with Loretta Lynch are they go back a long way in the Clinton email investigation. Neither wanted to take responsibility for the sham investigation that was wired from the start. The FBI is being blamed for the sham investigation, and what Comey's saying is, don't blame us, blame the Justice Department. And there's some truth in blaming both of them, but you just have to take it for what it's worth out of someone who's simply not credible.
Yeah, well, Andrew McCabe differing from James Comey in a whole bunch of ways, and those fault lines may actually produce some interesting facts coming up. But I also want to play some more audio from Andrew McCabe yesterday as he talked about James Comey and where the two men vehemently disagree. Tom Fitton stays with us, 7:43 on WMAL.